Hello everybody, welcome back once again playing the Steam version of Final Fantasy 13-2. And I'm actually just going to start on a Red Chocobo build. The Red Chocobo can be found on the Arcalt Steppe definitely during the sunny weather in the Stone Stump Wastelands. I always get it down in the south, kind of on the edge of the map. But anyways, let's get working on this thing. I should also say, it's kind of interesting, this Red Chocobo ended up having like the maximum strength and magic stat. I'm definitely going to be building this strength, but let's get started on it here. I'm going to add that to my paradigm, put power paradigm back. Oops, didn't want to go into Crystarium. Actually, the first thing that I'm actually going to infuse in the Red Chocobo is a level 18 Fencer. That is going to get us the Siphon Boost 2. We don't need to yellow lock that. Alright, next step here is actually to get yourself a Mud Frog and leveling it all the way up to 19. By leveling this to 19, it'll actually get critical haste. It automatically has perpetual poison, critical tetra defense, bravery, and faith. And then again, leveling to 19 gets you critical haste. And that means that obviously it's got 5 red locked abilities, and that's really important. And actually what we're using this monster for is sort of a filler, but it's just unique because it has so many red locked abilities. And what we're actually going to do here is infuse the Tonberry first. So Tonberry is going to carry her over the strength, magic, and ally KO power surge. We don't care about the magic or the ally KO power surge though. Next step here is actually to infuse the Yeoman, and we actually need 2 of these, and that's so that we can yellow lock that attack ATB charge 2. Alright, so let's get this other Yeoman infused. So that's going to lock that ATB charge 2. Next up is going to be infusing a Zolotol onto this guy. So that's going to push, obviously, the strength and magic down a bit. And then last is the Forked Cat, which is going to add the HP 30% and push the magic 35% completely off. Next is to go back to the Red Chocobo, and we'll get all these abilities infused from the Mud Frog. Here we are, infusion. Mud Frog. There we are. Next up here, we're going to infuse this Blue Chocobo. That is going to put the resist ice on there, but that's okay. That's going to end up falling off. And then let me just see here. I need to do the chain bonus boost too, actually, from the pink. Let's go up. Should be a little bit faster. There's the pink lily, and that actually yellow locks that. That's not important. It only got the yellow lock because it already had the regular chain bonus boost. But again, that's not important. It really didn't need to have a yellow locked ability for that. And then lastly, we want to have let's see here. Oh, hang on. Alright, so I've got, stagger maintenance to, that's gonna, so it's got stagger maintenance right now, but it's gonna get stagger maintenance too just by leveling. I think that's 99, I think that's when it gets that. The HP 30% is on there, critical haste is on, strength 35% is on, physical and magic defense is good, Siphon Boost 2 is on there. Crit Bravery, it's going to get automatically through leveling. Chain Bonus Boost 2 is already on there. And then the attack ATB charge 2. So actually we are good on infusions now. and we actually just need to start the actual leveling process. All right, so let's start on the leveling process here. It is actually just a little bit complicated, but we'll get it done. So what we want to do here is use power droplets for levels 2 to 20. So that'll be kind of like our first step here. There, actually, I missed that, but the resist fire is blocked by that resist ice there on the bottom. I guess in all the rest of the abilities are, you know, higher priority. So that one got blocked. So here's level 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15, and that's our first Crystarium expansion. We're going to choose the increased ATB gauge. And then here's resist fire. There, that kicked the resist ice off, which is completely fine. Alright, so that was level 16. Here's 17, 18. So their critical bravery kicks the resist fire off. And now actually what we want to do is back out of here and infuse one more monster. And that is actually another level 18 Red Chocobo. So let's grab him really quickly. And the reason for that is I want to lock the critical bravery on there. And there we go. So we are good here. Go back to the Crystarium and get back into leveling with these power materials. So here's level 19, and then there's 20. Now we want to swap over to potent materials for these next few levels, and this is actually from level 21 all the way to 54. So quite a few. Actually, let's keep an eye on those passive abilities. So there you have it. The resist fire. Had we not locked the critical haste, the resist fire 45% actually would have pushed critical haste off. So that is why we needed to yellow lock that as well. Next up, actually, yeah, okay. So I think this is that's another Crystarium expansion there at level 30. I'll do another ATB gauge, and we'll keep using potents. 54. So there's 37, 38. Alright, here's another expansion. Gonna do ATB gauge again, so that's the 6th ATB slot. Gonna keep going here. Again, we're looking to get to 54, so here's 53, and there's 54. I'm gonna do one power for level 55, and then we're going back into potence until 59, and there's 59, and at this point we can use power the rest of the way. Alright, there's level 70, which gets us the final Crystarium expansion. And we're going to learn, obviously, the Commando bonus boost. And keep going with power items here. And we're going to go all the way up to 99. And there's Stagger Maintenance 2. There it replaced that red locked Stagger Maintenance 1. And there it is, completely done. So Stagger Maintenance 2, Strength 35%, Attack ATB Charge, Chain Bonus Boost 2, Critical Bravery, Critical Haste, HP 30%, Resist Magic 36, Resist Physical 36, and then Siphon Boost 2. So that is it for the leveling process. Alright, so the last step is to actually just teach this Red Chocobo a couple of the abilities that it hasn't learned in other ways. So starting off with the level 20 Scutari, this is going to teach Ruinga. Just infuse that. Next up is Adrenaline from the Orion, and the Orion needs to be level 13 for this. Let's see if we can find, there he is. So that teaches Adrenaline. And lastly, we need a level 2 Dragoon, which is right down here, to teach Blindside. So that is it. That is all of the abilities. Also, I should say, if you're got a keen eye, you may have noticed this earlier, but it already does have Jeopardize just because of the combination of Ravagers that we've infused here. So Jeopardize is learned by infusing 99 levels worth of Ravagers. Again, that can be spread out between any amount of Ravagers that you wish, but again, just because of the combination there, we've already got the Jeopardize ability. But that is it for this Red Chocobo. It is completely built. 1,634 strength is pretty crazy.